Let's face it, let's be honest with each other. You lack self-discipline. There's no sugarcoating it. It is what it is. But unlike most people, you want to make a change about it. You decided enough is enough, which is why you're here today. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, in my university life, I've had to balance playing on a varsity basketball team, spending upwards of 2 to 3 hours every single day doing that. Not to mention balancing academics, balancing basketball, balancing social life, making sure my body feels good. I have literally been forced to be disciplined. I've had to come up with this thing. I literally had no other choice. And let me be clear, it's a constant battle. Every single day, there are so many times that I feel like I just want to slump back into old habits and not be productive. But really, it's all about just minimizing those habits. So that's what this video is all about. Today's video, we're going to be going over some tips and tricks that I've learned and that have helped me in my university life stay disciplined. Let's just jump right into it. Number one, you have to understand the mentality that motivation is a sham. I see it all the time. I hear it so often. Oh, I want the motivation to work out. Oh, I want the motivation to study. Oh, I wish I had the motivation to do this, to do that. That's all bullshit. I'll tell you straight up, motivation is only for the short term, and the quicker you can wrap your head around that, the better it is. Let's look at it like this. Let's say you want to work out, and you work out on the days that you are motivated to work out. In every single situation, you will lose to the person who works out regardless of his motivation level, regardless of his emotions, regardless of if he feels motivated or if he feels like he wants to work out or not. The person who is disciplined enough to do exactly what they set their mind out to do every single day, regardless of motivation, is going to be much more successful. See where the problem lies? So what you should be focusing on is discipline. Discipline is what's going to actually help you in the long term. Discipline is doing things regardless of what your emotions tell you to do. Discipline is doing things regardless of if you have motivation or not to do them. And don't worry, stick around in this video because the rest of it is going to be how to build that discipline that we're talking about. But the first step is understanding that you should not be chasing motivation, you should be chasing discipline. Number two, start your days off with a series of small wins. So when you set your alarm the night before and you decide what time you want to wake up, you are setting a goal that you want to achieve the next morning, waking up at that certain time. So if you start your day off with a loss, when you don't wake up to the alarm, when you click the snooze button or you laze around in bed, you think that's setting your day up to be successful and you're setting yourself up to be disciplined? If you tell yourself that no, you want an extra couple minutes to laze around in bed, be nice, comfy, and warm, instead of having the breakfast that you know is good for you, you think you're training your mind to be disciplined and you're training your mind to do things at a high level? No, it doesn't work like that. Instead, I want you to start your day off with a series of small wins. So when that alarm goes off, screw hitting that snooze button, you get right out of bed. You get right out of bed, you make your bed. That's another win. You go into that shower, you get dressed right away. You give yourself a good solid breakfast to set your day up for success. All these small wins are giving you momentum and training your body to be disciplined. Because if you could be disciplined in these small things, that will just translate to the bigger things down the line. When your days are hard and you have a bunch of tasks to do, you've already started off with a bunch of series of small wins. So you're set up. You have that momentum rolling to tackle the rest of your day. So if you start your days off right by doing all these small things, you'll see that your discipline will go up so fast. 3, I want you to say no. At least once a week to start off, I want you to say no to a social gathering or a night out with your friends or a party. Instead, I want you to use that time to work on your side hustle, study, work out, get some homework done. I want you to use that time and put it into yourself. Now, this will teach you 2 very important things. 1, it will teach you to take the path that is a little bit more boring, but it is better for you in the long run. This is what delayed gratification is. Because yeah, sure, it's all fun and dandy going out with your friends, but what's really gonna help you out in the long run is going to be to put those hours into your side hustle, or to get that homework done, or to work on yourself, work out on your body. All that is actually gonna benefit you as an individual. And secondly, this is gonna teach you how to get rid of FOMO, or the fear of missing out. I swear, like, we all think that when we don't go out with our friends, like one time, something crazy is gonna happen or we're gonna miss out on some insane experience, but in reality, that's not how it really is. And especially in university, coming from somebody who has been in university for 4 years, there are so many opportunities for you to hang out with your friends. And in no way I'm saying that you should not, or you should not party at all, because life is all about balance. What I am saying is that if you say no just to one time per week and put those hours in to improving yourself, that's gonna build your self-discipline because you're learning how to delay gratification, how to choose the harder path, and how to just put in time for yourself. And when you work on yourself, you are teaching yourself to put away temporary fun to do something productive that's gonna benefit you in the long run. And in reality, that's what discipline is really all about. Moving on to number 4, make a to-do list daily. See, when you make a to-do list, you are adding structure to your day, and you're also holding yourself accountable for the things that you set out for yourself. Contrasting to when you don't make a to-do list, everything is kind of floating around in your head. It's not really clear. If you have a bunch of things to do, things can get foggy, you can be unproductive, and you don't really have a set structure and a set plan for your day. So having that to-do list kind of gives you a path and it gives you a guide to your day. Not to mention, when you don't do the things that you have physically wrote down on your phone or a piece of paper, it's a shitty feeling because you have lost. You have failed what you set out to do for yourself. And nobody wants to feel like a failure. So having that to-do list, that's where that accountability comes in. So every single day, actually the night before, I want you to write down the things that you want to accomplish the next day, whether that's on your phone, in the reminders app, on a piece of paper, in a journal, wherever it is, write it down. And then the next day, you have actionable things that you need to do. So the next day when you wake up, you have that to-do list and you start checking things off that checklist. And last, but certainly not least, number 5, dress to impress. Now, I'm a firm believer in the idea that when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you perform good. Now, as soon as you get up, I want you to get out of those pajamas, as nice and warm, as comfy as they might be, hop in that shower, get dressed up nice, do your hair, make sure you're well groomed, you're smelling good, all of that. So now when you're feeling good, you're subconsciously telling your mind, yo, it's time to go. Yo, it's time to get shit done. Yo, I'm feeling good. Let's go to work. Let's go. Let's get it. Time to be great. You're telling your mind all that stuff. And the other hidden benefit behind this is when you dress all nice and your clothes are on point and everything is solid, you don't want to get back into bed and be lazy and slump around because you're going to stretch out your clothes or you're going to wrinkle them. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So there you have it. Those are some tips that have helped me build my self-discipline over my university life. And I'm sure that they're going to help you do the same thing. The good thing behind all these tips is that they're not exclusive to anybody and they're universally applicable. So no matter what field you are in, what year you are in, even if you're not in university, these are tips that will help anybody out. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Drop in the comments some things that help you build up your self-discipline. Maybe you can help somebody else too. Let's have a conversation down below. So that's gonna do it for me. My name is Aryan. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.